Hello, hello. Good evening, good morning. Monday here in Miami. It's 12 p.m. Eastern, and we have our weekly Q&A call with you guys. Any questions you have when it comes to scaling your business, maximizing Q4, finding winning products, anything e-com related, or maybe not even like e-com related, anything that I can help you with, please drop your questions so I can help you with overcoming obstacles in your business, in your life, even if it's something mindset related. Would love to help you guys. Would love to give you some clarity. Would love to share my experience. Been in business for the last 8 years. Generated over $100 million in e-commerce sales. Made a lot of mistakes, many fuck ups, and would love to share with you what mistakes I've made and also what things you can do better. Literally, what's working right now in our business, so you guys can learn from that and can shortcut your learning curve. Before we get started, please just drop one in the chat so I can see if you can hear me okay and if you can see me okay. That's important. So already have some amazing questions here from you guys. We'll be answering those in a second. Just want to make sure that connection is good. Drop one in the chat. Drop one in the chat if you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay, and we will get started in just a second here. Awesome. Some awesome people joining us. Mika B, 2010. Thank you for joining. Juan BT, already some questions flowing here. That's amazing. If you're on YouTube, Twitter, just type your questions in the comment section, so I'll be able to see those here. I'll also share those questions on screen so that everyone can see what the question is. And if you're on Instagram, just drop it in the question section, in the comment section, and I'll be answering those questions for you. Also, throughout this call, I'll be answering. Throughout this call, I'll be dropping some resources for you guys. I'll be dropping some documents, some SOPs, but I'm not sure I can drop them right here. If you want access to those resources, if you're not connected with me on Instagram, make sure to connect with me. This is my Instagram here. I'll drop it. This is my Instagram. If we're not connected on Instagram, please make sure that you give me a follow. You send a message, whatever question you need clarity with, whatever resource that I'll cover from this call you need access to, just let me know on Instagram. That's the best way to get access to these resources. And I will get started with some of the great questions that you guys have sent. We have a first question from Ant W. Naros Best. What a beautiful name. How to deal with bad reviews for your products. Even best brands have bad reviews, and you can't avoid that. 100% agree. If you look at Apple reviews, Apple has like 2-star reviews, two stars out of 5 on Trustpilot. Apple, the best fucking like phones, the best laptops, like amazing technology, amazing products. They have 2 out of 5 reviews on Trustpilot, and so you can avoid that, right? I think that just illustrates the point that you cannot avoid bad reviews or with people that are unhappy with products or service. I think the biggest thing that you can do is figure out why you had those bad reviews, and then connect with those customers to figure out, what they actually expected, what they got, and figure out the solution. And then over time, take that feedback into consideration to improve the quality of your products. Like when it comes to e-commerce business, I can tell you right now, there's only a few things that usually go wrong for e-commerce businesses. Number one is the quality of the product. So when you're ordering your products from the supplier, make sure you get yourself a sample, or make sure that you at least get someone to look at the product, send you a video how the product looks like, what is the quality of the product, how the product functions, what is the packaging for the product. If someone orders the product from you and receive that product like 2-3 weeks from there, from that point that they ordered, and the product comes in a very crappy packaging with some Chinese letters on it. Obviously, people will be upset. So you want to investigate and identify what is the problem exactly is happening in your business, whether it's a product quality, whether it's a packaging, or maybe it's a shipping time. These usually are three biggest things. And maybe number four is just the customer support, how fast your team or yourself responding to customer tickets. Those are probably the biggest things that can cause you like bad reviews. And so I would just start addressing them one by one and start fixing them. There's literally like, if you work with the right supplier, and by the way, if you want the list of the suppliers that I personally worked with for years, great suppliers, they can source any product at an amazing cost, they can ship it fast to your customers. Just DM me suppliers. DM me suppliers on Instagram. I'll send you the list. These are people that are proven. These are people that will actually ship your products. There's many suppliers that will give you fake tracking numbers. I've been through some of those. I made some of those mistakes. I know a lot of people have been through those suppliers too that will get your money but will never ship the product, or will give you fake tracking numbers, and then a few months or a few weeks after, you realize that your products have not been even shipped. So if you want to avoid that in your business, just comment suppliers or DM me suppliers. Better if you DM me suppliers on Instagram, I'll send you the list of these reliable, trustworthy suppliers. If you're starting out, you can use platforms like ZenDrop. If you're doing just like few orders a day, ZenDrop is phenomenal. I highly recommend. And that's what you can get started with. And then over time, you want to move to suppliers that can work directly with your factory, can give you lower prices. And I have a list of those. If you DM me suppliers, don't be shy. DM me suppliers on my Instagram. I'll send you the list of suppliers so you can fix those issues, because many of those issues are fixable. That was a great question from you. And V Narrows Best. Thank you so much for dropping. All right, my Facebook question from Erlin Rosario. My Facebook ad account was disabled. Do you recommend just sticking to TikTok ads until I can afford an agency account? Yeah, if you have access to TikTok ads, you can get started with that, accumulate some capital, and then get yourself an agency account. I think that's a good plan of action. So another one here. Hi, hope you're good. Do you have any free course? I have many like free courses, like mini courses on different topics like product research, Facebook ads. These are extensive tutorials on my YouTube channel. Please check those out. I just go to my YouTube channel, see, I have plenty of videos there. I think every week we're posting something new there too. Just check it out. Go to my YouTube channel, and you'll find plenty of tutorials. I think what we'll do is we'll just package them into one free course for everyone to enjoy. My objective is to help as many people as possible, with my free content. And then whoever needs some more help, we're offering mentorships and more personalized help. But if you can get some help from my free information, I would love that. I would love some screenshots. I would love some messages from you guys. That literally makes my day. Hey, Derek. Great to have you. All right. Fonta. Sir, you look jacked, sir. I saw your video about new way of targeting on Facebook ads. Do you still think it's fair to have a media buying team to scale? 100%. You need someone to manage your ads and to really understand the algorithm and to use these different approaches. Like, if you're doing less than 100K a month, I don't think it's necessary. But if you're doing, for instance, like 300, 500K per month, then I 100% recommend to have a media buyer who's managing your ads. I don't think you need that many people. You need a media buyer, but then on creative sourcing, you need someone who would be creative strategist, who would generate new ideas for your ads. You need a video editor. So it's kind of like the whole creative team. But on media buying specifically, I would just start with one person, and then as your budgets grow, for example, during Q4, We're planning to have people 24/7 on the account. That's how we usually, we've done it for like 6 last years, where if you're spending, let's say $50,000-$100,000 a day on ads, you want someone to be monitoring your ads every hour of the day and literally every minute, because you'll be spending, thousands of dollars per hour. And you don't want to be overspending, for example, at hours where people are not buying a lot, where your conversion rate is bad. You don't want to be overspending in those hours. So you want to be having someone who's monitoring the performance of the ads basically 24/7, which means having 2 or even 3 media buyers. That's for Q4 if you are pushing big numbers. If you're not pushing big numbers, if you're only doing like, I don't know, 300, 500K per month, then probably there's no need for that. You just need one savage media buyer, and that will be a good starting point. Let me know if that makes sense, Mr. Fonta. All right. Suyat Sakib Hussein, $20 per day budget is sufficient per day for Facebook ads in USA. Yeah, as a starting testing budget for sure. Once you find something that works, you can increase the budgets, like no problem. But that's a good starting point. You want to see the click-through rates. You want to see how well your creative resonates with an audience, and then you can easily increase the budgets if your ads are actually working and they're profitable. Okay, so hey, sorry, just hopped in. What's your go-to suppliers for the first ever dropshipping store? Awake your prototype. I would recommend Zendrop. Zendrop is a good starting point. I would definitely go with Zendrop. There's many different platforms. I personally just like Zendrop. Fonta. I ask us making ads in this way is faster. It seems like it's better to focus on ads creating instead of spending hours on the BM. Ideally, you want to have both. Ideally, you want to have killer creative team who would create amazing ads, but also someone who's savage on the media buying side, who would try to maximize the impact of those ads, because there's many ways that you can maximize it. You can play with bids, cost caps, bid caps, Advantage Plus. There's many different ways that you can like maximize and scale. Like literally, if you have very basic media buying strategy, you might be doing $10,000 a day. And with those same creatives, if you have a very good media buying strategy, you can be doing $30,000, $50,000 a day. So media buying strategies actually matter if you want to get like hands-on and play on a higher level. So I would recommend to have both. One team is for creative sourcing, getting content, getting new concepts, getting some high converting scripts. And then the other one is just someone who would actually operate inside of the media buying, on the media buying side, and actually play with algorithm and try to maximize the results on good days, try to minimize losses on bad days. And that's definitely a very, very high ROI hire that you would have. Fonta, let's connect on Instagram. Would love to see how I can help you. Ping me on Instagram. That's my Instagram here. Would love to connect with you, see if any resources I can send your way or just give you some more guidance. Fonta, thank you so much. You guys are ripped. You guys are jacked. All right. So I had some awesome questions here on Instagram. Queen 7 Raw. These lives are so supportive to your community. Thank you so much for kind words. Want to help as many people as possible here. And let me see some good questions here. Okay. So we had a question here on Instagram. Wow, so many questions, so many great questions. How do you handle failures in business? It's a great question. If you look at something as a failure, then it kind of like could be demotivating. So I personally don't like to see it as a failure. It's like just failed experiment. You tried something and it didn't work out. And like yesterday, I was with my family in Harvard University, just taking a tour, and supposedly very smart people, but they were telling about like their fuck ups. They made so many different fuck ups. As over the years, they had fires. They would destroy some very valuable like buildings, like just by accident. And even the smartest people, even the smartest companies do mistakes. And so as long as you don't like focus on those mistakes, so it's like, oh fuck, I should have done this, I should have done this, I should have done this, and you try not to beat yourself too much over it, then life is pretty much a combination of good choices, bad choices. Life is a combination of some good decisions and bad decisions, and business is a combination of both. You can't have like only good decisions coming out every day. You can't have like just only good team members joining your team every time. Sometimes there will be people that you'll have to fire, you'll have to split ways with. Sometimes you'll test 20 ads and none of them will work. And so I just like to focus on what can be changed, what could be the solution to the problem. Ideally, I mean, obviously you want to learn from the mistakes, and you want to kind of like, okay, so I'll try not to do this in the future, that was a bad decision. But then you just move on. Like you don't want to be just focusing too much on the bad decisions that you have made. That's my personal way to look at it, and it evolved over time. When I was starting out, and I would do mistake, like I would just keep beating myself over that mistake for a very long time, and over time you just like, yeah, it's not worth it. I mean, there's only so much energy you have every day. There's only so much time you have every day, and if you spend majority of that time just regretting your decisions and thinking about the bad decisions that you've made, or if you think about them as failures, then there's no energy to do some more productive stuff. And so that's how I look at it. Everyone fucks up. Elon Musk fucks up every day. Like Jeff Bezos was fucking up every day. They were launching some projects that didn't work out. They're buying some companies that failed. As long as you learn from those mistakes, you move on and try not to do those mistakes in the future. You'll be good. Let me know if that makes sense. That was a question from Instagram. That was a great question. I love that question. Do you look at metrics like CPM, CPCs? I'm at 30% profit margin, but my CPC is $1.50 and my CPM is $45. Paulius Zamis. Everything is in context. Like in our business, we have $45, $50, $60 CPMs, and we don't care because we are profitable. So that just always has to be taken into consideration. If you're profitable, pretty much nothing else matters. If your CPC is too expensive, it might also mean that you're getting higher quality traffic, right? So if you're getting very cheap cost per clicks, but those clicks don't convert, then what's the point? Like those clicks are useless. But clicks that are converting, even if they're more expensive, those are very valuable clicks. And the same comes to the CPMs. If you're getting higher CPMs, it might be just like that you're hitting segment of the audience that is more valuable, right? That has more buyers. And so everything has to be taken into consideration. Now, there's certain things that are within your control. Like, for example, if you look at your ads and you see that average view duration on your ads is only like 3 seconds or 5 seconds, ideally in our business, we want to be over 10 seconds, which means we're keeping that engagement on the platform. We're creating engaging content for people. Then it's a good like indication of good ads. So look at the data, see if you can adjust your ads to make them more engaging, make them better. And do what's in your power. But as long as you're profitable, 30% profit margin, good stuff, then that stuff is not as relevant. So $20 per day budget sufficient per day for Meta ads in USA or top 5 countries? Yes. As I mentioned, I see you repeated this question a few times. I already answered this. It's good on a testing stage. Ideally, you want to just like, if it's $20, make sure it's like, maybe it's only US, right? Like at least give them sufficient amount of data to accumulate. If you only have $20 and you're targeting 5 countries and you have 4 creatives in each of these ad sets, then each one of those creatives will only spend like $3 a day, and it's not enough for them to even like hit the right segment of people, right? So you want to make sure that you are giving Facebook enough data. That's how Facebook feeds. Facebook learns from the clicks they're getting, who's buying, who's not, and trying to show your ads to people who are more likely to buy. And so that's what I would recommend. But if $20 per day, it's good on the testing stage, but ideally you want to just feed it with a little bit more budget to test. But it's a good starting point. At least not $5 a day. There's a lot of people like, oh, I'll launch ads $5 a day, and then they have 5 ads inside. It's like, it's $1 a day. It's like, it's not even like, it's just one click. Like, how do you expect Facebook to learn if you're not giving it enough of the information, enough of data? Let me know if that makes sense. Mihin, best builder for creating pre-sales articles. Great question. A few options you can do here. Number one, Funnelish. It's kind of like external funnel builder. It's pretty good. It has its own like disadvantages, but it's pretty good to start with. It's very easy to edit and modify. Number two, you can use Gem Pages, Replo. You can use Pagefly. So these are all landing page builders directly on Shopify. Also drag and drop, very customizable, very easy to use. And if you're more advanced, then check out Gem. Probably is the best option to kind of like that has a CRM behind it, that's more advanced, that has more different features. You can connect multiple payment processors to it. There's many different things that you can operate. Using Check on Gem, and so that. But that's like until you are doing like 500K per month, like at least you shouldn't be. Funnelish will be more than enough. 500, even 1 million months. Funnelish is more than enough to get you there. Or landing page builders on Shopify. Question from Lucas. Hey, Alex, can I ask you how much do you pay your video editors? We have few. Usually the range is like $1,500, between $1,000 and $2,000. On average, about $1,500 a month. And also have some bonuses if they create some good ads. They have some bonuses, but yeah, usually the range is between $1,000 and $2,000 a month. That's if you're hiring, let's say in Eastern Europe, or you're hiring somewhere in Southeast Asia, like Philippines, that is a good range of salaries, or South America. In those countries, that is very good income for people to get, from the job. And so you're providing them the opportunity, they're providing you good ads, and so everyone wins. So between $1,000 and $2,000 a month. And then some bonuses if you want to incentivize them. If their performance is very good, they're creating some amazing winning ads, you can drop them a bonus, right? If your business does well, help them out as well. All right. Okay, thanks a lot, sir. How much days should run ads to perform it better? Like 3 days? Yes, 3 days. 3 days should be a good starting point. So you see, what are the click-through rates? What are the CPMs? What are the cost per clicks, right, on different ads that you test? But the key there is a creative test. You want to test multiple variations of your creative so that you identify the one that is most scalable, that you can put more budget behind and scale. That's a goal. Alex, could you give an example of winner in Latin America? Latin America, just take whatever is working, US, translate it, drop the price, make it cheaper, sell it. What is currently the best country to sell? Depending on your advantages, like what languages you speak. I see you have some Spanish name, which means you're probably speaking Spanish. And so in that case, Mexico is a good market. It's cash on delivery market, though. You have Colombia, also cash on delivery market. You have Spain, which I believe is also, I think it's Stripe, like payment credit cards, is good payment option there. So Spanish-speaking countries in your case. I think the question, what is currently the best country to sell, should be considered with your unique advantages. For example, if you speak Spanish, you're better off selling products in Spanish-speaking markets. If you're from Germany and you're speaking German, I would sell in Germany. If you're from Sweden and you're speaking Swedish, I would sell in Swedish market initially first. Then once you get experience, you accumulate some cash, you can move to some bigger markets, like for example, UK, Australia, United States. And so you kind of like gradually go from one stage to another. But you want to start to get like easier wins and faster wins. You want to start with countries where you have some kind of advantage. Maybe you know the language, maybe you know the mentality of people, maybe you know what kind of products they want to buy. And that's where I would start. Wow, these are good questions, guys. You're just dropping these questions. Woo! There's like 40 questions here. Let me see. Okay. Anita, general store product testing. Do you use same Facebook pixel or every product new pixel? Oh yeah, I mean same pixel. But my point of view on general stores, the whole point of general store is to only and only, I mean in my experience at least, is to only identify the niche of your niche store, right? So let's say you're testing products in a pet niche, health niche, beauty niche, and you're testing some jewelry products in your general store. Out of these four, let's say jewelry products work the best. In that case, just double down on the jewelry niche and build the business out of that, right? Just build a niche jewelry store. In my experience, niche stores are the most scalable. If you're looking at any successful brands that are very successful, they are niche stores. They have products that are selling products. They have products that are within the same category, the same niche. So even Apple, right? Like you buy Apple, then they sell you the case, right? It's within the niche store. Then they're selling you like the iCloud, right? Which also kind of like within the same niche because it serves the same purpose for the product that you just bought, right? Then you buy the charger. Then you buy, I don't know, some extra accessories, but it's all congruent with the main product. That is a niche store where you want to maximize the lifetime value and also the average order value of every customer that you acquire. General stores, the problem with those is that you're just selling random products to random people. You're just like switching products every day. And those are not very scalable unless you have some unique advantage. Maybe you're sourcing your products very cheap and it's just like churn and burn, right? You're just selling random products. You don't care about customer experience. You don't build a brand. You're just building like I don't know, something that can make you a few dollars. But if you want to build a business, you have to go niche. You have to identify the niche you want to sell your products in. You have to really understand the customer that you're selling to, and then figure out what other products those customers are buying within that niche, so you build a successful business in it. Let me know if that makes sense. Anita. But yeah, you don't need the new pixel. Just use the same one. All right. Doc. What a name. What a name. Ooh, Doc. My Doc. All right. So when it comes to creatives, what are the highest converting ad styles, like QGC testimonials, and how do you get the content? Do you DM traders or you use Upwork or Fiverr? That is an amazing question. I personally like VSL format. I like UGC format. I like testimonial format. That's usually UGC format as well. But the key is variety. Usually there's only so far that you can get with one ad format. For example, with our ads, we're using videos. We're also using images. We're also using carousels. So we're using different formats because different people will respond differently to different kinds of ads. For some people, like 2-minute UGC ad or 1-minute UGC ad will get them to buy. For some people, you have to educate them more. So you have to do like, let's say, 3-5-minute VSL. So having the variety of those is crucial in my experience. And also when you see, some of the most successful brands that are advertising right now. And for that, you can use the tool that we developed in-house. It's called Get Hooked. This is a tool with like 8 million ads. Like literally you see the ads from almost like every brand on planet Earth. You see their ads, you see whether those are videos, images, whether those are carousels. It's an amazing tool, and you can build your own creative strategy based on that. And the way we find creators is usually Backstage.com. It's a great platform. We're also using joint brands. We are using some of them we hire on Fiverr, but the selection there is not that big. Backstage has over 700,000 creators, which is awesome. Like we can choose creators based on age, based on gender, based on how they look on camera. We see the examples of the content that they have. It's a huge database. It's 700,000 actors. And also we're getting great prices there because those people are not used to inflated UGC prices. A lot of these UGC creators, they'll just quote you like $300, $500 for a piece of UGC, whereas on Backstage, you can get that same content done for like $100, $150, $200 max. So I personally like Backstage.com. That's probably my favorite out of all of the platforms. You have also Incense. Incense is pretty good. I recommend Incense. There's a standard fee, like on a monthly basis, that you have to pay, but it's definitely worth it. Sophie Johnson, Alex, my idol. Thank you for kind words. What is your go-to testing strategy for drop shipping products? Just keep it simple. ABO, just like 2-3 ad sets, going broad, going to your interest, 3-4 creatives in each. Test it, validate the product, double down on creatives that work, go into the ones that work, create more variations of those, and start to like create more different angles and more different scripts for those that are working well for you, and then try to scale it using CBO or trying to play with bits. Biagio, do you think that Dan Kennedy marketing principles and strategies can be applied to e-commerce model? Yeah, I mean one of the key like principles that he had is, and he made popular, is that the business who can spend the most to acquire a customer wins, right? So which means everyone is looking for like front end profitability with their ads. They want their ROAS to be the highest it can be. But then if you're looking at the most profitable businesses and the biggest businesses, they usually can spend, they can acquire customers at a loss because they know that on the back end, they can send more products to that customer. So for example, if I'm buying an iPhone and Apple knows that on average, each person that buys an iPhone will buy a new iPhone every 2 years. So for them, the lifetime value of me as a customer, let's say, is I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000. So now the first purchase of an iPhone is like, let's say, $1,000. So they would spend, for example, in terms of marketing spend, they would spend, let's say, $1,500 to acquire me as a customer, which means they would lose money on the front end because they know that over the course of lifetime, I will spend more money with them. And that's how biggest businesses make money. And Dan Kennedy made that concept popular. So if you can figure that out in your business, and you can do that with subscriptions, you can do that with niche stores, you can do that with consumable products, you can do that with digital products. If you can figure out the way to acquire customers at a loss, many of the brands that you would see on Ad Library, the businesses that are scaling a lot, that have thousands of active ads, a lot of those businesses are advertising on Facebook at a loss. And the reason they're advertising at a loss is because they know once they acquire the customer, they have more stuff to sell to that customer to make their money, to make their profit. They're not looking to make profit on the first transaction like most entrepreneurs. And that is a way to win in the business long term. Let me know if that makes sense, Biagio. And then overall, like, I mean, Dan Kennedy is an amazing character. He taught the whole generation of marketers. So shout out to that guy. He's amazing. Um, all right. So do you have a vacant seat for another video editor? If yes, I can drop you the link of my most recent work, and I would be glad to work with you. Yeah, we're always looking for some savages video editors. If you can DM me directly on Instagram, I'll drop my Instagram here, and I'll look into your portfolio, and let's see if we can figure out, working together. All right. So, Sarah's story. Have you ever picked a random guy with zero budget but worse than 1 million motivation to work with and help to figure it out? If yes, what chances do I have? Um, this I don't think I ever did this. I mean, I just observed many journeys of entrepreneurs from their first sale to scaling the business to like 7 figures and 8 figures. But I've never done this as an experiment. That's a great idea. What chances do you have? I think it's all depends on the time frame. Like a lot of people just give up too early. Like for example, I had a conversation with one of our clients, Simone. Like I think we'll post the interview with him like in the next few weeks. And so he scaled his business to last month in August. He did $5.7 million in sales, and he started the business 4 years ago. For the first 2 years in business, he was failing, and he could have just given up, but he didn't. And if he would have given up, then he wouldn't build a business that's very successful right now. So it all depends on how much time you are willing to like allocate from your side, and also how much like resources. But I think that's a great idea to just like take someone from scratch. So yeah, Sarah's story. Yeah, DM me on Instagram, and let's see, maybe we'll do some kind of challenge like this. I think it would be exciting. What do you think about organic? Organic takes a little bit time to kick in, and takes a lot of persistence to kick in. Like for example, with organic, you would post videos every day, several times a day about your product, and not all of those videos will work out. Probably the majority of those videos will not work out. It can be that none of those videos will work out. So it only kind of like depends if you want to persist with it. If you persist with it, I've seen people like making $100,000 a month with organic, few $100,000 per month with organic. But it all depends on how committed you are, and whether you're learning from your mistakes and you're getting guidance from someone who's okay. So in this piece of content, you should have done this, this, and this, and then you apply that feedback, and then next piece of content is better and getting more views, and then you do some mistakes again, and you're learning from those mistakes again, and you're getting feedback, and you're getting better, and then you're getting better, and then you're getting better. So over time, you become absolute savage. But the problem is, most people just give up too early, and that's literally the biggest mistake that I see. They just like, yeah, it doesn't work, let me trade forex now, or let me like, I don't know, open social media marketing agency. What's up? Okay, what payment methods we can use if we want to run a store for Dutch market, and we should target both Netherlands and Belgium. He also suggests building different stores for each European market. I think Netherlands and Belgium are pretty similar. I don't know if you guys speak like same languages, but like in my experience, I think it's ideal. It's a payment processor that a lot of people use. Credit card, PayPal. Germany is very heavy on PayPal and Klarna. I think those are two main ones. Sweden is Klarna, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the best thing that you can do, and W Narrow's best, is to talk to someone who's already selling in those markets and figure out what payment processors they're using. Like, for example, in our community, we have Carlos Leisman, amazing entrepreneur. He's 20 years old. He started the business when he was 16. And he has, he's doing about $200,000 a month, 45% profit margins in Netherlands market, right? So just having conversation with someone like that would give you a lot of clarity on what markets you like, what payment processors you should use, what you should sell, and stuff like that. Also, in our community, in our community, which is Brand Builders Academy community, one of our team members and coaches, Jeremy Lepink, he has he's from Netherlands. He's selling in Dutch market. He's sold in the Dutch market. He knows exactly what's working in the Dutch market. So, just working with people that are experienced in markets where you want to sell your products in will give you clarity on what exactly you have to do. Let me know if that makes sense. And W Narrows Best VP. That's a wonderful name. VP. Vice President. I found the product to source from China for the EU market. The product costs $15. Shipping is $19. VAT is $13, and the selling price is $79, giving me a net profit of $32 or 41% profit margin. Do you work with similar numbers and benchmarks? If I worked with these kind of numbers and benchmarks, we would be out of business very, very fast. I think these are very low margins. It's either you sell the product for, ideally, it's 3-to-1, right? That's what I'm aiming for. It's not that you cannot sell at this profit margin. If that's a very unique product, no one else is selling it, and you just want to kind of like move fast, make some profit, that's fine. But overall, it's pretty slim profit margin. Ideally, I want to be looking at 60-70% profit margin, because that's not a net profit margin. That's like a gross profit margin. And out of that, you have to deduct your advertising spend. So literally here, if I'm calculating this correctly, you have to run your ads at least 2.5x return on ad spend in order for this to be profitable. That's like break even for you, like 2.5. And for me, that's like a just very low profitability. Ideally, I want my break even ROAS to be like 1.5 or lower, or maybe 1.7. That's like a maximum. Like, I don't want to be running ads at like 2.5 and just break even. Like, that's very hard to do on a scale. Maybe you'll make few $1,000, few $100,000, but it will be hard to scale because business is all about economics and how much you can spend to acquire a customer. If you see a way for you to cut your shipping costs, because shipping costs are extremely high, like $19, the product itself is also very expensive, $15. If you can cut those costs and get your profit margin to like gross profit margin like to 60-70%, then you can make it work. In my experience, at least, like I like to have at least, and 60 is on the lower end. I like to be at 70 or even 80%. If you think about Apple again, how much does it cost to produce one of these iPhones? I don't know, $100, $200. They're selling it for $1,000. What are the margins? Like 80-90%. That's why they're a big company. They have a lot of money to spend to acquire a customer. So yeah, margins need to be improved, sir. At least that's from my experience. Maybe there are people that will be like, oh, but I've scaled this product with 40% profit margins. I was able to make it work. All the best for you guys. I mean, I like to be in position where I make it easier for myself to win, not to go through all of the like crazy obstacles. So margins need to be high. In my experience, margins need to be very high, gross profit margins, because that makes it. And by the way, I have this like, in terms of the products to sell and kind of like ranking products, let's say you're doing the product research, I have this whole template that I created for you guys. This template will allow you to source this product. This template will allow you to just filter the products based on different criteria, based on the profit margins. And so if you DM me template here on Instagram. I'll send it over to you. Alex Faratov, 3F at the end. I'll send it over to you, and you can just rank your products. I'll give you some other resources on product research. Yeah, just make sure you don't get into the products where you're putting yourself in a disadvantages. Uh, Disadvantageous position, right? Like your margins are simply too low, and it will be hard for you to scale. So I personally am not a big fan of that. All right. All right. Let me see. How long will a high-performing SM, my friend, always good questions from you. How long will a high-performing creative typically last for before it starts to decline in performance? We had some ads we spent $500,000 on. We had some ads we spent more than $1 million on. And we also had some ads we spent $20,000 on. So it depends, Wesley, depends on the country where you're selling. If you're selling in US market, or let's say big five, big four, big five, and you have creative that works very well, then yeah, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And let's say you're spending $5,000 a day, that could be like 20 days. If you're spending $1,000 a day, that could be 3 months. I usually like to look at it from the amount spent perspective, not from the amount on average. Not from the amount that the ad was running. All right. Lost crafts. I just had my first TikTok blow up. Let's fucking go. It's 12 p.m. I already have 65 shoplift, or probably means Shopify, shoplift sessions and 2 sales. Let's go. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's organic, right? Like you do something, and then at some point it kicks in. And sometimes your first one kicks in, right? So just a matter of reps. But overall, having that skill set, I think TikTok organic will teach you a lot about content creation in general, because you have to make ads that resonate with the customers. You have to make ads that sell your product. And that skill set is invaluable. That skill set is something that, you can use for many, many years. Like that is incredibly valuable skill set. You can use that skill set to work with other companies and help them create better ads. You can use that skill set to sell your own products. But overall, understanding how to create content is, I think, one of the most valuable skill sets right now that you can have. Sarah's story. You want to do the challenge. DM me on Instagram. Let's see what we can do. DM me on Instagram. I think that would be an interesting concept to get you some good momentum. Is it important to have shorter video clips in a 15-minute VSL ad on Facebook to keep the video entertaining? Yes. So basically, the way you structure your VSLs is it's filled with B-roll. It's filled with smaller pieces of content. So that, let's say you have a script and you're explaining certain things. Let's say, you're explaining a story of a person. The person says, "Oh, before, I was tired every day." And so as you have that text on screen, then you have to show the footage of the person that looks tired and they're very unhappy. And so the more you have that visual kind of connection with the text versus the visual element, the better your VSL will work. So pretty much VSLs is a combination of shorter pieces of content, all combined into one big piece of footage, 15 minutes, right? So it's many small video cuts that are many video cuts that make successful VSL. When it comes to AI and using AI in e-commerce with the many uses it has, what do you personally use it for? We use AI voiceovers. We're testing some AI UGC We're testing. It's not working as well for us yet. We are testing. I think our video editors are using some AI tools to make their editing process more streamlined. We're using like captions that are generated by, some technology, I guess AI, and I think those are the main ones that we're currently using. Um do you consider so okay, Khaled Ahmed? Do you consider yourself professional copywriter, creative strategist, media buyer, CRO expert? What is the most skill set that help you the most in e-commerce? That is a great question. Um, I am a generalist, and I know like a little bit of everything about like all of these different areas. I'm not like deep expert in any of these, but I can bring people to my team who are. And so I think that's as you grow the business, it's it's hard to be very good at like one specific thing, because then you that will take your time to become very good at something. And the higher leverage stuff is to find someone who's already good at it, but you have to understand the bigger picture of their work. Like for example, with the copy, I understand the structure of the scripts. I understand, the angles. I understand unique mechanisms. I understand the transitions. I understand, many of those things that come into creating, like for example, a good VSL. But I'm not like top expert on those. And I think it's very hard. It's the same way it's Elon Musk is not like the top expert on like rockets. Like he finds people that are the best experts on rockets that been studying that stuff for like 20, 30 years that are much better at that than him, but he understands the bigger picture. He understands how things work, and he can offer his outside perspective on how to simplify some of those things, because he doesn't have, the more people do something, the more they have like a particular way of doing it. And so you might be hiring like someone who's creative strategist who's coming from another company, and that company maybe they sold a different product, but they come with their own opinions on how that process should be structured, and maybe that process needs to be different for your specific product and your specific brand. And so having like good understanding of their workflow and what comes into creating like successful ad, for example, is very important. And I think over time you just have to develop good understanding of different areas of the business, but you simply won't have the time to become like a world-class expert in any of those. If you're just starting out and you are accumulating your capital and you don't have money to hire all of these experts, then you have to become very good at each one of these segments. And I know it could be like pretty time consuming, but as an upside of that, you'll have the skill set that you can leverage. Okay, for example, even if you don't make your own brand successful for whatever reason, I think the only reason is like you just give up too soon, then you can apply that skill set to work with another company and help that other company become more successful. Maybe the company that already has momentum, company that already has great products, and you just apply your skill set to that specific company to help them win. And also you learn a lot, you'll make some money, and you can get back to running your own business in the future if you want to. But that's the way I look at it. I look at different skill sets. You have to understand them. You have to understand like a bigger picture of how they work, what are the most important elements, but you simply won't have the time to become like a world class in that particular thing. Let me know if that makes sense. SM, Alex, do you have a Lambo? No, I don't. I don't. I don't, and I don't want to. Like, I like big cars. Like, it's like how can you feel comfortable? Like you're just quizzing yourself in that little car. Uh, so, do you recommend staying away from using lots of? That's a great question from Diversity CZN. Do you recommend staying away from using lots of stock footage in the long form ad? I have B-roll from 2 content creators, but it's not enough for the length of the ad. What do you recommend to do? That is a great question. Diversity CZN. That is a great question. I recommend to get yourself a few more content creators and get more B-roll from them. That's what I recommend. In the meantime, just put it together using stock footage. If your script is good and if your B-roll that you have from those 2 content creators is good, the ad will convert. Maybe it won't be as scalable, because what I have found is that the more your own native footage your ad has, the more scalable it is. But it's hard to sort. That's why most people, don't do it. But if you already source it from 2 content creators, just source it from 5 or 10 more. I mean, let's say you spent like $1,000 on it, like extra, like $1,000. But if that helps you to extend the life of your ad by 1 month, and you make like an extra like $100,000 in profit, that's kind of a good ROI. So yeah, just source more content. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for it, because usually it takes time, it takes like a few days, just test it with stock footage and see if it converts. That is a great question. Diversity CZN, thank you so much for dropping it. All right, we have a question from Alex. All right, so you, Alex, I'm Alex. Beautiful. Hi, Alex. What digital products do you recommend to start with? I would prefer this instead of physical products. Oh, digital products. I don't know. Some templates, some guides, some ebooks. I don't know. Yeah, this is a good question. I think templates probably the best ones. Like, find what kind of templates you can sell, because it has a high perceived value. And you can sell it. You can get the initial. You can get the initial just reverse engineer. I like to do competitive research. I don't like to reinvent the wheel. So yeah, if you want to use tool like Get Hooked to get you some of that inspiration, like 8 million ads, you can search by specific keywords. You can find many different ideas and inspiration. So yeah, just try Get Hooked, see if you can get some good inspiration there for the digital products, and then just make better ads. Like, that's literally the best way. Find someone who's doing well already. See what you can do better than them. Maybe it's better ads, maybe it's better funnel, maybe it's a better website. Maybe it's, instead of shorter ads, do VSLs that are longer, that are selling your product more aggressively. Create a better offer. Just give people more stuff for the price, and that's it. That's literally the path to 100K a month. I don't know what else to tell you. This is it. But yeah, reverse engineer and do the competitive research. I think that's the biggest one. Don't try to create something from scratch that was not validated yet. Try to find something that's already working, and then just get into the same niche. Just see how you can sell those products better. I see some people complaining here that I'm not answering questions. It's not that I'm not answering questions. It's just I have too many of those. and that's why I'm not answering those questions. All right, so let me see here. All right, okay, yeah. Let me see. What questions? This is so many questions here, guys. I have to choose. Okay, how much money do I need to start my first Shopify store? Depending which route you go. If you go organic, you can start with a few $100. You just create many TikToks. You probably would have to. It's either grow your TikTok account from scratch and get it to. I don't remember what's the point. Is it 1,000 followers or 5,000 followers or 10,000 followers, where you can have the link in bio? So get your account to that point. but like literally posting every day. So if you have more time than money, then I would probably do TikTok organic. If you have more money than time, then I would do paid ads, because paid ads allow you to have those feedback loops a lot faster. If something works, you can scale it very fast. Just amplify it with more budget, and just you're spending $1,000 on ads, you're getting $2,000 back. So that's a beauty of um, paid advertising. But if you're just starting from scratch, no experience, I think, and also not a lot of capital, then probably I would just do organic, like TikTok organic, just getting that dialed in, and that's what I would do. Yeah, because that's the good pathway to learn. Again, like the skill sets that you'll accumulate will be very valuable for you, even when you go paid route, when you start using ads, because you'll understand how dynamic videos should be, how much different transitions, scripts, how to get people to buy, how to get people to pay attention for your ad for a longer period of time. And that will be extremely valuable skill set even when you get to the paid advertising. Let me know if that makes sense. And okay, another question from Doc. When getting content for your product, do you DM creators? Do you get your content from Fiverr? DM creators. That's my favorite way. Fiverr is a good starting point, but usually, those are the same people that are, being used by hundreds of other people, right? So it's like, that's overused. And also they charge arm and leg. Like these people on Fiverr, some of them are good, but some of them are like, oh, it's $500 for one UGC. It's like, seriously, one like UGC piece, like $500. I think these people live like on a different planet. So when hiring video editor for VSL specifically, do you have any tips on finding good, capable editors? How long does it generally take to train them? Creating VSL is obviously very time consuming. Diversity CZN. You're dropping some top level questions here. Would love to connect with you. I have some resources on that when it comes to VSLs, and also we might even help you with placing like high performing video editor to your team if you need any help with that. That's specifically VSL trained. So yeah, just DM me on Instagram. And also, guys, I dropped some resources throughout this video, like product research. I have some resources on creative. I have resources on VSLs, landing pages. I have so many different resources I want to share with you. I also have tutorials on different topics to help you with different parts of the business. Just DM me, Alex Faratov. That's my name here, 3F at the end. I know it's weird. DM me on Instagram, and I'll send you those resources. Just don't be shy. That's, shy people don't get rich. Very rarely shy people get rich. So let me see another one here. At what point should I start private labeling? Currently, I'm using the Chinese packaging, which has my competitors' packaging. If you're profitable and if your business is getting momentum, just start with private labeling. Usually also, like, it's relatively low MOQs if you're working with the right supplier. Usually the MOQ for private labeling, private packaging would be like 500 units or 1,000 units, which is not a lot. And you can place that first order and have your custom branding, custom packaging, and just start building your own brand. But also make sure, okay, you're making $200 a day. It's not a lot. Yeah, try to get it to at least a few thousand. Accumulate that capital. But also, if your competitor is inventor of the product, it's also not good, because just make sure that you don't get into like legal issues and stuff. If they have any rights or patents for the product specifically. So yeah, ideally you would get it to like $2,000 a day. That's what I would aim for. A few $1,000s a day, and then you brand it, and then you just make it all like unique, as long as the product is not patented. All right, cool, guys. I I would stay here with you like until like tomorrow, and I would answer all these questions. But I have to run, and I have to run my business. So if you have any questions, please, that I have not answered here, because all of these conversations will be gone once I finish. All of the questions, unfortunately. So please drop those same questions to me on Instagram. This is my Instagram. And also, if you don't have any questions, but if you want any resources from this call, like product research template, product research training, I have lots of those. I have Facebook ads training, Facebook ads SOPs. I have suppliers connections, suppliers, just DM me suppliers. If you want UGC, or if you want VSL documents, advertorial documents, anything that's currently like is a bottleneck in your business that you want to fix to start scaling up, just DM me on Instagram and I'll be helping you there. It just like all these conversations will be gone. I want to make sure that I helped everyone here, and also any of the questions that I haven't answered. I know some people were complaining. It's like, oh, Alex, you're not answering questions. I wish I could. There's like just dozens and dozens of those. So please just DM me on Instagram. DM me directly. Don't drop it in comments, because it will be gone, unfortunately, and I will help you there. So thank you guys for watching. Amazing questions as always. I'll see you on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. I will have another call, and I'll be sharing some good stuff with you guys. And I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day. And by the way, so yeah, just this one here. What do we need to prepare for Q4? Do not fuck it up and skill hard. I have literally shot a video on this on my YouTube channel. Please check it out. It's about Q4, how to max it out. Yeah, just this one is quick. This one is quick. Just want to help as many of you guys as possible. Thank you so much for joining. You guys are amazing. Questions are top notch. And I'll see you on Wednesday. And please, please DM me on Instagram with any of the questions that I haven't answered, or any of the resources from this call. I'll be answering them to you like as soon as I can. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Let's